Hi, in this slide, we'll learn what is the definition of Python. So Python is a high-level interpreted programming language. So let's go one by one, okay? So here, high level. So there are two things you have to know. What is high-level programming language and what is low-level programming language? High-level programming language means like we can read, we can see the things. The right-hand side, whatever the code here you can read, right? So import CV2, import media pipe, import numpy, import time and this def calculate. So you can read that thing. So if you have the capability to, I mean, it's not capability. If you can read the things, then that is high level language. So low level language is something. So you can't read. It is very complex to it. It's comprised of zeros, ones, one sequence, and etc. So next, interpreter. So here you have to know two things. One is what is interpreter and what is compiler. So both these things will do the same purpose. They'll convert this high level language to mission code. Okay. See, at the end, whatever programming language you do, so that mission has to understand, right? So mission will understand only binary thing, like either it will understand zero or it will understand one. So interpreter will do that work for you. So it will convert this high level language, whatever code you written, into a mission code. But the major difference between compiler and interpreter is like interpreter will execute like one line one by one, but compiler will convert the entire code into a mission code, a single code. So Python is somewhat slower compared to other programming languages like C++ because of this reason. So it will take one by one line by one line and etc. for mission code. It will convert that, so it will take some time. And so now next it is a general purpose language. So why it is called a general purpose language means like you can do many things, like you can do this web application task and data analysis thing and artificial intelligence task and automation task and many things. So that's why it is known as a general purpose language. So at the end you got the clarity, like Python is a high level interpreter programming language. It's a general purpose language that can be used for a wide range of tasks like web development, data analysis, artificial intelligence, and automation. So that's it. Hi. In this slide, we'll discuss which editor we have to use to do the Python programming. There are many editors are available. Like editor is nothing but IDE, so Integrated Development Environment. So see, in a school we have playground, right? So why it is a particular space, like you can go there and you can do some games and you can play some games. So there are some things are available like cricket. If you want to play cricket, there is a cricket bat, ball, and everything was available. So in the same way, if you want to do some programming, so you need some IDE. Okay, so you need one IDE. It's kind of a playground, so you can go there and you can do the things. So these are the popular IDs available in the market. So which ID you have to choose is depends on the situation. Okay, so it's kind of a cars. You can consider it as kind of a cars. There are many cars in the market, so you go for the things for on your requirement, right? So like so my all-time favorite is this PyCharm. Why I tell you the reasons, and so these are the many popular things like PyCharm, Visual Studio Code, and this is Spider, and this is Jupyter Notebook, this is Google Colab. So each ID has its own advantages and disadvantages, and you have to select these things based on the requirements. So my favorite is PyCharm. Why? Because I have my own things, like it will provide me virtual environment, and it is very comfortable for me to do this code and debug, and it will also provide some console to you and you can do things. You can do some small scripts things and etc. And it is a place like if you want to build some application kind of thing, then you have to go for this. So see, if you want to do some data science, like data analytics part, and then you have to go for Jupyter. Why? Because there you're gonna use some pandas module, and you want to see the data, so it is very large and a large number of columns. Then you have to go for this Jupyter. You can go for Spider also. So Visual Studio is something. So then suppose you want to do some web application, you need some JavaScript files, some HTML, CSS codes, and Bootstrap things. At that time you can go for this Visual Studio Code, because with the Python at the same time, um with these front-end technologies, Visual Studio Code is very much comfortable, and also you can do the application normally, not an issue. And Google Colab is my next favorite thing. Why? Because in order to do some deep learning things, like you are you require some kind of GPUs, like to process the huge large number of data. Then Google Colab is one thing. So Google Colab is one thing, so which is all these things are open source. Okay, so see, and the best part about Google Colab is you don't need to explicitly install these things, so it is by default available. It is a Google product. You can go by mail, you can get this thing, like by default how you get the mail and Google Drive, in the same way you can get this thing. So you have to go to one website, collab.google.com, and from that you can open one notebook, you can do the things. So but these things like VS Code, PyCharm, this Jupyter is comes from Anaconda. Spider also comes from Anaconda. So for these things you have to do some explicit installation things and everything. And but Google Colab is completely free and open source. Just like you can go to this site and you can open one new notebook and you can do whatever code you want to do. But my all-time favorite is PyCharm. So next thing is like Google Colab. I tried all these things. I tried all these things, but as I said earlier, so you have to choose the editor based on the requirements. If you want to do some application or anything, then you have to go for Python. If you want to do some data science work, then you have to go for Jupyter. If you want to implement some web application kind of thing, or it requires this HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Bootstrap, then you have to go for this Visual Studio Code. Then if you don't want to install anything, you want the things on cloud, and you want GPUs and TPUs, then you have to go for this Google Colab. Hope you got some clarity, you got some insights.